Hello, everyone. All you need to know is before we switched over, the phrase "MILF's acid arrow" came up in context to breast milk. So here we are. This is Nexus Forlorn Legacy. My name is Obsidia. I am the DM. Today is going to be a little different than our usual because this is not a RP session. This is actually, we are now 4 Origin sessions and 40 game sessions into the Forlorn Legacy campaign, and so they just finished a big arc. We thought it'd be a good time to do a little Q&A, kind of retrospective about where we are. Talk about talk about their characters, talk about what's been going on, and just kind of hang out with all y'all who have been watching. So if you guys have any questions in chat for anybody, the players, myself, anybody, just please feel free to post them, and we will otherwise be yapping. So we're going to do round the table introductions, first starting off with B.
Hello. My name is Beatrix Spunny, a taxidermy jackalope brought to life by the power of love and slightly mad science. Here I normally play Feng-chen Wong, the hobgoblin artificer, but we're parting the kimonos tonight, and yeah, we're just being ourselves. If you're interested in what I do outside of playing a disaster autistic, then I do variety streams focused on roguelikes, digital artwork, and RPGs. I also run a tabletop campaign myself using the system and the setting of Deadlands. So if you like the sound of alt history, Wild West horror, then yeah, I've got something pretty fun for you. And it also has our dear DM Obsidia as one of the player characters. So if you're interested in seeing her as the world's second most inbred blood wizard, then we've got some good stuff for you.
Thank you, B. Yes, we love my inbred goth queen. And yeah, it's one of the few times I get to be a player, and so you should definitely go check it out. And our party is very, very gay and mostly a disaster in most of our situations. So, next up we have Meris.
Yes, hello, hi. I am Meris Aurum. I'm a celestial dragon VTuber. I specialize in storytelling and book reading streams where we talk all things novels, literature, and media literacy. I also run my own campaign, although technically it's finished now, so you can check out all of the VODs of the Trial of Hearts on my YouTube. We do have one last session, though it is our epilogue session. That is this Friday on the 31st. So definitely stop by to see where the characters are a year after the events of the final session. But while I am here, or I guess not today, but usually when I'm here, I play Soleil, the party's hot pink fae tiefling himbo werewolf man. But yeah, I'm always happy to yap about characters and games and stuff, so I'm looking forward to the conversation tonight.
Thank you, Maris. Yeah, you guys should definitely go check out Trial of Hearts. It is a hell of a time. Nothing like romance leading into murder.
Yeah, boy.
This one's for the polycule chads.
If you ever watched Bridgerton and thought the party dynamics and balancing was ass, this one's for you.
When in Bridgerton have they rolled initiative? That's the real question.
These are the real questions.
We only did
answered
twice.
a Trial of Hearts.
We only rolled initiative twice, to be fair.
But thank you, Maris. Next up, we have Sif.
That's me. Hi, I'm Sif_VTuber, living suit of armor, knight, artist, gamer. I'm here usually as Nafisa, the stone dragonborn Drake Warden Ranger with her dog, Nyx. But the hijab is off physically, on spiritually. Very happy to be here and yap about what it's like playing a dumb little scrimblow. Very happy to be here. Love you guys.
Thank you, Sif. And then last but never least, we have Lily.
Hello, everyone. My name's Lily. I am an artist that draws a lot of D&D stuff, including my lovely character here, Aurora, as well as this whole campaign in general. I think I've drawn everybody in this campaign quite a few times. But yes, other than that, I also run my own D&D campaign, Mistwalker Spectrum of Eternity. First 20 episodes of that are up on my YouTube, so feel free to check that out if you like any sort of uh, gay, problematic yearning, and other just absolutely messy relationship dynamics, while also dealing with extraordinarily horrifying body horror and post-apocalyptic settings. Yay!
That's
But
just
yes,
being trans today.
that's just being trans today, baby. But yes, obviously not tonight, but I play Aurora in this lovely campaign here. So happy to talk and happy to yap.
Yes, thank you, everyone. Yeah, I think probably the easiest way to describe everybody in Nexus is going through it.
Yeah.
In one way or another. Does anybody have any questions they would like to ask each other about their characters, what's been going on, perhaps plans for the future, or myself? I'm open up to round table here, all my players and beyond.
I've got kind of. I was gonna start off with like a less serious question, but I just think it's kind of fun to think about. So one of the things I often think about, even just like as Ops knows, I love to change characters' classes halfway through campaigns, just to note big moments in their characterization changes or what have you. But I was curious, just if there was an AU, what class would your character be?
Ooh, that is spicy. Let's do round the table. Let's go with B first.
Oh gosh. I assumed because otherwise it would be just like an impossibly large number. We're just doing like official. You buy it directly from Hasbro.
Yeah.
Yes.
God, I mean, I kind of designed Feng to be. What if I made an artificer, or sorry, what if I made a bard that wasn't a bard? Because like most of her mechanical stuff, she's giving support actions. She's using Flash of Genius to buff people's roll results. Pretty much all of her magic is just support stuff for the party. I guess it would just be kind of like taking that extra step out and being like, okay, well, yeah, what if she did just have her performing arts degree instead of going with the safe backup?
Yes, I mean, throw your degree away.
even like I'll just take my own answer to this. That it's a very similar answer, honestly, which I think is kind of funny. Because like a lot of when I was first developing Aurora, one of the main things that I said is I wanted to have a character that had a pact, but they weren't a warlock. So like it had nothing to do with their power whatsoever. So like yes, Aurora has a pact with the Raven Queen, but that's not where she gets all of her magic is truly from herself. So it was just like one of those things where I was just like, the answer is very obviously warlock. Like if in another situation she would probably be a warlock or a sorcerer or something, but magic is just so intrinsic to who she is that I don't think it would be anything aside from the traditional like super heavy casters of warlock, sorcerer, or wizard.
Imagine.
I love the idea of Bard Feng though, because like she's so theatric as it is, and just like with her love of like radio dramas, like just really leaning into that, I think would be so delightful.
I would like to propose a counterpoint to Bard Feng.
Okay.
Because if
your AU is wrong.
No, I just think this is a funny thing to think about. Because assuming everything else is the same, that means Feng flirts with Kaya like crazy, meaning this campaign will have a horny bard in it.
Oh, that's true.
True, very true.
That would be pretty cringe.
But what if the bard one is successful in the Riz?
Then here's also for the two people who got so far, what bard subclass do you think you would pick, and what warlock or sorcerer subclass do you think you'd pick?
Oh god.
Time to remind myself of all of the bards out there.
I think if Aurora was a warlock, it would just be Archfey, because Archfey. So that one's easy. So
Wasn't there an Unearthed Arcana Raven Queen one?
There was. I remember because you showed it to me. I didn't like it. It was weird. Yeah. It was like all about just having a little crow that like let you see stuff.
That's it.
Woo! It was
this world.
It was kind of trash in my opinion. Like.
I think wild magic though for Aurora. I think that would be really fun for the colors, because that's why she's a wizard. That's why she's a scribe's wizard. So the different colors of the paint could be the different elements, but wild magic could also kind of simulate that.
Very
I could see that also artist. Kind of like as a what is it, like a Prismari, the one they added for Strixhaven.
Mage of Prismari or Quandrix.
I really love the wide magic angle because it could also be like, Aurora is normally a very logical person, like the painting, and it would imagining her struggle with abstract stuff with the wild magic in the pack is what lets her paint in abstract form would be insane. Oh, and B, have you considered Eloquence Bard or Glamour Bard? I feel like those just pop up in my head when I think about Feng.
Those would be pretty good. Yeah. I almost kind of think she might be a spirits bard, because just leaning into the whole, I don't know how I got this far, I'll be honest. I'm kind of just making shit up along. I'd like to be able to phone my great-great-great-grandpa to ask, hey, Pap, what the fuck should I do? Just having all of the different ones be like, okay, yes, this is my great-great-grandpa, this is like my fifth cousin twice removed, this like spirit's tale is okay, yeah, that's like my aunt-in-law on my father's mother's side. Just nonsense like that feels like there could be something there.
Gotcha. Meris and Sif, what classes would you guys do?
If you're ready to answer, you can go ahead, Sif.
I'm ready at it. So I've thought about this question mainly from the angle that Lily mentions, where her favorite thing is a character changing classes to mark a part in the story. I don't want to give that answer because I do consider it to be a surprise. But I think in actuality, the AU would be what if her dad was missing and not her mom. And there is a draconic monk subclass that I think Nafisa would fit really well.
Yeah.
That'd be so fun.
Leaning more into draconic influences, and then I would still want a pet, and I would just bother Obs like crazy to give me a little dog. But yeah, I think that would work really well. It'd be a good flip of the things. I imagine her personality would shift. Instead of having like a more like serious father and having a more free-spirited mother, she would in turn be a lot more serious. Which is weird to imagine.
Yeah. Serious Nafisa is kind of contradictory in a lot of ways.
It's like that silly kind of serious where like this character is locked in, but they do stupid shit like eating during important cutscenes. Yeah. What about you, Meris? Still thinking?
I think it'd be very easy to say, in another life, Soleil would just be like a barbarian or a fighter because two of his parents were fighters. But I think the real answer, if I wanted to have fun with Soleil, I think the real answer would be with just the sheer number of powerful entities that are in his background naturally, is just make him a warlock.
Gotcha.
And like fully commit to making terrible decisions.
Warlock of the Meemaw patron.
Yes, if I wanted to make Soleil his absolute worst, he could be a warlock of ecstasy, and that would just be terrible.
That would be so
Oh.
bad.
That'd be so
You could
bad.
change your subclass features with like every like feature level up because it's your grandma phoning in favors for kids.
Yes.
It's truly the fucking multi-level marketing meme pact because
Yes.
she's already a warlock of a bunch of different people.
Yes.
God.
She's already like a warlock of warlocks, and so
Yep.
like I'm just like the next like on the lower rung on the pyramid.
Pyramid scheme. Warlock.
Yes, straight up. My
That-
grandma's great, guys.
No, she's not.
My grandma's great.
What about you, DM? What would you be? What would you reclass into?
What would I reclass from DM? Probably to player. You know, I think Nexus
Oh,
is
that's a
pretty
good
cool.
one.
Yeah.
I play at it.
Vouch.
You know, the talk about going warlock, you know, I was also thinking of like I could see Soleil as actually going ranger and being very
Ugh.
Fey hunter. Like
Ooh.
Oh yeah,
Long
like
night.
they got those Fey. What are they like? Fey Wanderers?
Fey
What was that?
Wanderers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What Ilya was? The start of the
yeah, that's ironically enough.
Yeah.
That's very funny.
Or go like, you know, Slayer or something, but like leaning more towards like the wild hunter side rather than the hound side of the hunt.
Yeah.
I could see it, but I would love the ecstasy warlock. God, the amount of having ecstasy phoned in, just being toxic as hell.
One shot. We gotta do
Soleil,
pro-
darling, would you be a dear and go take care of this one for me?
God.
It's just
I'll
a permanent
send a
hunter's
little-
mark.
I'll send a little Eldritch Blast your way as compensation.
She wouldn't even have
Wow,
to
I
gas at
can't
you.
you.
She could just be like, "Yeah, honey, I need you to go do this.
Yeah.
I need you to go kill some powerful people who I'm in debt to."
Granny, I need the powers of the great old one. I really don't like talking to this ex. All the tentacles in his
I
mouth.
listen, dear. My that boyfriend, he's bad news. I don't want to talk to him anymore. You're gonna have to make do without. You're a smart boy. I'm sure you'll figure it out.
And to address something that Labco Cosplay in chat said, there actually is a dragon monk in Fizzban's Guide to Dragons or whatever. It's actually one
Treasury
of
of Dragons.
the ye
cool.
old better dragon subclass or better monk subclasses.
It's one of those. It was technically Topaz's subclass in Trial of Hearts. Plug. But you know, it's not like there's much combat in it. But it was still cool. I flavored it as like different gemstones for the different elements, since you can change the element type of your fists. And I thought that was. It's a class you can do a lot with in terms of like flavor of what is like doing this.
And then here's a question for Lily from chat. If you had gotten the questionable Raven Queen Warlock, what would you name your crow?
I wrote in chat just like it would still be Nethris. Like I mean,
oh my gosh,
Nethris as a little crow would be so cute.
That would so good.
That would be
though.
very cute.
But like she's already a part of her subclass in the Manifest Mind part of.
Yeah.
We should kill Nethris so she can reincarnate as a crow.
Oh,
that escalated very quickly.
Whoa! She hasn't done
Nethris,
anything
kill the
wrong.
Raven Queen, you'll reincarnate as a lily flower.
Nethris has done nothing wrong.
I didn't say she did. I was just saying, hey, it would be cool if she was a crow.
And you know, in alternative to playing that class, you could always play the homebrew Raven Queen subclass we created for Warlocks.
Yes, we did create that. That would also be pretty good for Aurora.
Yeah, based on
the
Cobalt
knowledge.
Soul stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The lores.
I do want to answer Labcoat's initial question about giant robots and their characters matching it, because I know we've talked about mechs in the setting, but I know Labcoat mostly cared about Lancer.
Yeah.
I feel like Nafisa would definitely be a Rayleigh variant frame, the Storteberker. I'm just gonna put it in the general discussion.
I can make up words.
Those were pieces, not words.
I put the art in chat. I can't read.
That's a Bloodborne character. You can't fool me.
That is literally just the Bloodborne MC.
the red smoke.
Störtebecker?
Störtebeker.
Sorry,
Studebaker?
we speak German. We speak German. It's Störtebecker.
Thank you, my German-speaking friends.
I played a character that was German.
Don't go to the cave full of weed, Ilya.
Mein Gott!
The Störtebecker.
Why, thank you, Doctor.
I don't think I know enough about Lancer mechs to answer. I think my honest answer would probably be, I don't remember the name, but there's like a I know that there's one which is basically just a mech suit, like a mini mech suit, just an exosuit that has like a sawed-off shotgun and a grappling hook, and that's just its entire thing. I think I would probably go with that one. Funny answer. I would get a Lancaster and walk it exclusively on 2 legs.
I also think they were open to mechs from like other media too. They're just specifically into Lancer. So.
I think it's just what kind of mech would you want to have?
Yeah.
You go ahead, Meris.
Oh no, I was just gonna, because I don't know anything about Lancer. I barely know anything about mecha media. However, I do love me some Pacific Rim. So I think Soleil's equivalent would be like the Gypsy Danger of mechs, where she's kind of a bruiser, but also has the elegant sword option. So I think something like that would fit him quite well.
Wait. I thought, because like I know. Okay, so Lily and Meris got me into Pacific Rim after I made them watch Genlocked, which God bless them for that. But given the bondings, I love the idea of a Pacific Rim AU where Soleil's partner was Kai-Shen, and after Kai-Shen passing, he doesn't get back into the mech again.
Punching the air. You said my favorite words, Pacific Rim AU.
We love Pacific Rim AUs.
Let Nafisa.
You can always find me in the drift.
See, the problem is now I'm just imagining the inverse though. The AU where Soleil is killed young, and it's just his dad reconnecting with him in the drift because
that's like a reverse Witch of Mercury.
Oh my god. Reverse Witch. Oh my fucking god.
Kai-Shen would be a great stacker Pentecost.
Yeah.
He would be, though.
God, he would cancel so many apocalypses.
You know, the best part about this is we constantly try to peer pressure B into watching Eberron, Ashes of the Last War, a great campaign that you can watch on my YouTube, which has Kai-Shen in it as one of their main companions. B has never seen Kai-Shen in action.
I'll do it eventually, but honestly, the longer it goes, the funnier the bit is. That's the problem at this point.
It's just like Giguk and fucking Full Metal.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that.
Fucking damn.
At this point, I actually, because I remember you saying, like, it seems so sad and stuff. I think Nexus is much sadder than Ashes ever was.
Yeah, I think it might be.
Ashes still had, like, a fair amount of whimsy and girl kissing in it to sort of buffer all of the horrors of capitalism. But yeah.
Ashes Nexus isn't out there yet.
Yeah.
We only just unionized.
And then you promptly busted that union.
Yeah, you de-unionized.
Oh my
I'm still
god.
kiss people!
I can't believe you gab for kissing. Oh my god.
We're still a union. It's just that everybody's a part of it. So that's great.
That's a union. That's how it works.
It's just that the one guy who wasn't allowed to be a part of it has now been allowed to be a part of it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
He paid his dues.
He paid his dues.
Yeah. Soleil, for the record, did absolutely nothing. He did not know that there was a union against him. Aurora just broke.
Aurora came so hard the moment you could touch those specs off.
He knew there was a union. He had zero clue it was against him, though.
She's never gonna tell him.
To be
It's like,
fair,
us girls formed a union. He's like, all right, rad.
to be fair, I also didn't realize it was against him.
Nafisa definitely assumed he was a part of it and just wasn't sleeping in the bed.
Aurora created a union, got people to join without knowing what they were unionizing against, and then promptly dissolved the original intent.
Yes. It formed purely because Aurora was just mad at Soleil.
Yeah. Listen, Aurora
like,
has made many decisions across the course of the campaign, and the only good one is staying with the party.
So it has cost her a bit. You know,
well, it cost us a little bit too.
Yeah.
I don't remember something. I can't remember what though.
It probably wasn't important.
Yeah.
I forgot my dad's.
It's okay. I remember. We're gonna put you on milk cartons when we're back in Orexia.
We have a last name now. We could hire out some people to look into that.
I think one of the first things Nafisa is going to ask Alessandra is, "Hey, can you look into Aurora's parents?" I don't want to ask Zelik that because I think she'll be mad at me.
Are you my dad's?
You guys haven't talked to Zelik since that newspaper article came out.
Yeah, and we're gonna send all this data to Alessandra for another newspaper article after talking to Zelik about it. Because.
All right. Does anybody have any other questions for each other?
I have a question for the DM.
Oh, okay.
All right. So you guys know that we started this quest. We were given a choice between fun little make fun of guys art trip and this. If we had chosen to go with the quest offered to Aurora over this one, what would have the consequences have been for us coming to the city like later down the line?
Had you chosen Aurora's first, the situation in the city was going to be much more dire. Because at that point, basically the time that you were going to spend on Aurora's thing was going to have still elapsed in the city, and so the Midnight Marauders were basically going to have progressed and wiped out the clan song and the Circle of Thorns, and instead of like Laszlo being in a fairly secure position at the start, but like in kind of everyone's kind of equal thing, it would have been him real back against the wall with you guys having a much more desperate situation. There would probably be more resources available to the Marauders and everything from the stuff they would have looted from Clan Song and from the Circle of Thorns, as well as much more direct support from Nexcore and the Church. So, but
Because then Dame.
I was gonna say, but in inverse, things with Aurora's quest are also going to have repercussions for you guys doing this one first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget we're gonna delay it a little further.
The paint's gonna be a little more dry on the wall. Ooh.
Yep.
I'm talking mad shit. We're gonna get rocked when we go into the first combat of that arc. The dogs.
Why
gonna
would there be a
disappear after the
combat?
flashbang.
We're just going to the Louvre.
Right, we're just going to some hack's art gallery opening. It'll be cool.
Nafisa just got the conviction to kill from you guys. Obs is gonna make me point the gun at somebody. I fucking know it.
Kill Tony with your own hands.
Do it and you'll reincarnate as a lotus flower, Nafisa.
Poor Antonio. Antonio was just kind of like being a little haughty to Aurora, and Feng just like went out of her way to ruin this man's life.
Yeah.
Hey. That's
It was
our
so much
sheep.
fun, though.
That's our sheep. Only we can be mean to our sheep.
Prestidigitation is such a funny spell. Oh my fucking god.
Don't worry. Next time, I'm just going to use the first level ability that lets me make items, magic items, to make it so it's just like, it's just magic pants. They just always smell like that when they're touched.
Oh no!
Poor
This implies,
Antonio. Good thing he
a
kept
terrifying
Aurora.
scenario. This implies a terrifying scenario where you break into Tonio's house to sneak the pants into his closet. I am not giving you path without a trace for that. On God.
Can I just
want to know.
say I'm so glad that this is not like a villain campaign, because I have come up with more fucked up things to do in this campaign than I think I have in any other. And I don't like what that says about me, but I appreciate that it says something.
I want to note, just on the topic of Antonio, just for the funny factor of it, that we had planned Aurora to have like a rival back in 2023. I'm not kidding. I just
Really?
looked it up.
I don't remember that message.
That's as far back as that was the first time rival was mentioned in terms of Aurora's story. But I want to note that he was not named Antonio until over 2 years later. That man it's just fucking sitting there. So we talked about him, just like, yeah, Aurora's rival. He just never got a name for 2 years.
You know, sometimes people don't get named until they're relevant.
Yeah.
Fair.
With talking about the two different routes and stuff of the quest, it's one of the things that's important to note, especially if you may have watched Eberron, Ashes of the Last War. I wrote that campaign largely, probably 6 or 7 years ago at this point, maybe 7. Yeah, probably like 7 years ago. And I ran it like twice. So like every time I ran it, I made changes and stuff, and kind of sanded off the edges of things that didn't work out in practice or ended up being too hard, blah 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 blah. So like when I ran it for everybody here, the third time, like it was a lot more like refined than when I started. Nexus, though, I had like outlines of stuff, but like this is the first time running it, and it's been super shaped by like each person's like deal. So there was a lot of things that have been rougher around the edges that maybe I would have liked in the grand scheme of things, but that's the perk of when you're basically writing it for the people who are playing it.
Yeah,
it's been so much fun.
Villain AU, what would your characters be like? We're gonna do B last, since she is the clearest
That's
evil
fair.
intent.
That's fair.
I already have an answer for that.
Okay.
Because Soleil as a character concept probably would have fallen in line with that. When I was initially like thinking of this character, not even like as a character to play in a campaign, just like to expand the ever-growing pink tiefling family tree. He was originally going to be the son of Juby and Oberon for Bad End Juby. So when I was still on the fence about what was going to happen with Juby when we were still playing Ashes. So a villain AU would very much be like this cold and like unfeeling version of Soleil, who is just like solely dedicated to like the hunt and nothing else really.
Love that for him. It's also important to note that if you've watched Eberron Ashes of the Last War, Meris had originally pitched playing Soleil instead of Euphoria.
Yes.
And
that would have been so fucked. Oh my god.
It ended up coming down to, I was talking to Meris, of like the timeline does not make sense. Like to have Soleil come in. It's just there isn't enough time that's gone by.
We were kind of toying with the idea of like timey-wimey, Feywild bullshit, but yeah, we backed off from that idea.
Yeah.
If you had fucking Shawnee lose her crush only for the fucking corruption arc son to take the spot, I would have fucking killed you. It would be on site there. That is doomed Yuri.
Yeah, and we would have never gotten the true power polycule of Kai-Shen, Euphoria, and Ilya.
Oh my god. I was struggling for considering that, dude. What the fuck?
What about Sif or Lily? What would villain Aurora or Nafisa be?
Well, you want to go first, or should I?
Yeah, I can go first.
Go for it. Mhm.
So, Aurora, in spite of making a lot of bad decisions, has always very much had good intent with all of them. That's very much like a cornerstone of her story. Like going back to the origin session, when she went to talk to the Archmagister Alexandra Neogos, she was like very against she was very against using her magic for any sort of like ways to hurt people. And it's interesting because like even where she is now, she is more willing to hurt people with magic. Um, but it's like been out of a place of necessity because she's had to in order to survive, literally. She no longer has the privilege of being like you just a to be have this like sunny disposition towards the world, which is very interesting. So I think like with Aurora's villain AU is very much probably if she was born in a different town as well, different than Bamel, because I mean the mages of Erixia, as very very clearly demonstrated in this arc, were overall really bad. So like if she wasn't raised in a place that didn't differentiate, then she probably would have loved the attention, loved the special treatment that they gave her, being like fast tracked into the magedocracy, and probably became very much just like immune to any sort of feeling bad about it, and become a cog in the Eryxian machine, and probably fought in the war and became a war criminal, all that stuff, and who knows where that would have gone.
Oh man! So basically, Aurora would have gone her fucking state alchemist arc in
Yeah.
in
Yeah, very
FMA.
much. Very much so, I think.
God, could you
Imagine
guys
her.
imagine fucking war vet Aurora?
I think she would look hot as hell in Olivia Armstrong's fucking outfit. Just ripping that off right now. But like I know Aurora's like plus size, but imagine her like plus size wit muscles is kind of like sending me right now. Holy shit!
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Cheap war crimes.
Yep.
Oh my god, it's okay. She's a sheep.
Yeah.
She's literally sheeple. What about you, Sif?
The exact same, maybe an eye patch. I'm gonna be so real about
Hell
Nafisa.
yeah.
She is very dependent on the people she's around, and she had a lot of good people growing up. But if the party was evil, like for context on how dependent she is on her friends for like everything, I'm like debating her having a line where she breaks down about being worried the party would break up after this adventure and not knowing what to do. Like she is extremely dependent. And I have a sketch like a thumbnail sort of like really shitty animatic I want to refine when I have more time of like this voice actor that I would like love to have for Nafisa, and it's for like a bad end AU where Nafisa killed a lot of people because the party pushed her down that path. And one of the lines is like somebody asking her, "Why did you kill all those people?" And she's like, "I don't really know. I was the nicest person during my time adventuring." And it's just she would be evil, but not like she would do evil things because that's what the party would do, and she would be happy as long as she's with the party.
Oh no, Nafisa.
God,
totally.
you know what that is?
Yeah.
That's Nafisa once again with the Witch of Mercury reference. As Soletta when she squishes the dude with the Gundam, and she's like, "Why? What's the big deal? I saved you."
I did good, guys. As like you see a town fucking just gone. It was for us.
All right, B. What's the evil Feng-chen?
I mean, so from the beginning, I had been pitching Feng as, okay, what if I made like the starting inspiration was what if I made a character who was like a villain by societal definition. So like if you go by what the definition of a villain would be in like say a incredibly moral myopic capitalist hellscape, it's like okay, it would probably be like, pretty communist, pretty socialist, probably focused in on like connecting to specific minority groups. So like from the beginning, there was always the seed of like, well, okay, I mean, this could pretty easily just be like someone who's very much stylizing themselves as just a villain from the get-go. And I think in terms of motive, she wouldn't really be that different. Like, I think she would still want the same basic things that she already does now. She'd just be much more willing to embrace the like label of villain as a way to not have to deal with the emotional repercussions that come with doing things out of necessity, like in an evil style. But like she's very good at depersonalizing her thoughts. She's very good at kind of projecting things into the theater of the mind, stage directions, reading her lines, reading her cues. I think it would just be kind of the natural evolution of that, where it's like, okay, well, when you can't make anything feel comfortable or right, and all you have is this rote characterization that you can work with, yeah, you're gonna kind of just lean more and more into that because it's way easier to deal with doing things when like there's this onerous villainy behind it. Like if people are already going to hate me either way, then what's the point of trying to really connect here? And I kind of felt that like in game too, because I think I think the first moment was that that initial fight we had with the Blood Wolves,
Mm-hmm.
where part of the reason why we were able to de-escalate was uh, Feng had just one of them in a chokehold and was
He was their
threatening
leader.
to
Yeah.
yeah, and was threatening to break their neck unless they backed down. I was thinking like, yeah, this is really effective. Like, it turns out this is a really effective tactic. And it gets you in the mindset of like, okay, well, I wonder what else you could do with magic stuff. And genuinely, like, one of the thoughts I was thinking was like, okay, well, if I could just get someone to cast polymorph, like
Aurora does
just
know it.
yeah, just like into something small, I would invest what I would do. And this is honestly probably because of the theatrics involved. I feel like it's something that in her villain cope mindset she probably would think of too. Like, okay, well, you know, if I get a strong enough metal to make the cage for this little polymorphed person into a rat or an insect or what have you. The thing about polymorph is when you run out of hit points for their animal form, they turn back into their physical form. But there's no rules for if you turn back in a place that is way, way too small for you.
Oh my god.
So I had accidentally character logicked my way into, oh, this is a humanoid extrusion device. This is not something I should be trying to think about in or out of character at this point. But yeah, long story short, basically the same. Probably more flattened as a person because it being a villain is a really good coping mechanism.
Just full terrorist. She'd just go full terrorist.
Yeah.
Hey, if it works, it
I'm good.
works.
Changing society one bomb at a time is way faster than one good act at a time. Do your
Look-
part
Yeah.
today.
It's Red Hood logic, you know? If it works, it works.
Fung did 9/11. That's what I heard.
Holy shit!
Oh no, I can't do that. There's gonna be so many cat girls furious with me if I did 9/11 in this world.
If you watch Ashes of the Last War, you would
You would know about the 2 9/11s that happened in Ashes.
Guys, scry the orb. Any channel.
A second dragon has hit the wizard's tower.
I have a question for everybody, and this could be about the game, or about stuff you've learned about each other's characters. But what has been the most surprising thing for you? Like, what was the biggest wow moment for you as a player in the campaign so far?
I think for me, the moment that legit had my jaw dropped was actually at the conclusion of this Signavishta arc, when during the execution and Nafisa took the shot with the camera and said, "I won't look away." Like, I truly want to applaud you for that, Sif, because I had just been so lost in the Nafisa sauce and how her character arc is going to go, and I wasn't quite sure where you were gonna go with it, and that right there was just the culmination of everything, and it was just truly a tremendous moment.
Thank you. I know it was super touch and go for a bit there, and I was getting on your guys' nerves a little bit, but Girly knows this is not the world with the Superman. This world doesn't have a Superman. We gotta make some unfortunate decisions to make it a better place at times.
Doesn't have one yet.
Yeah, Nafisa will have a line. I do want to give a line to Soleil where it's this world doesn't have someone like that yet, but we can make it a world that will make someone like that. And that's
Aww.
Setting up the sequel hook.
Yeah, she gets her conviction from you guys, and that is the character growth. And then maybe she can learn to be properly dependent on her friends and not just seek their approval blindly. Thank you. Fuck. Oh, dude, I wasn't ready for you to just say that scene out loud. I was thinking
appreciated, nerd.
Shit, I lost my train of thought. Fuck. It's crashed. It's all over the tracks. Fuck.
Oh no.
I know for me as a DM, that whole execution thing was probably the biggest surprise for me running it. I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
I was gonna fucking die.
I think I'm still thinking about it, and it was really close to happening again. But just when we did get I mean, I know that this is pulling back curtain a little bit, but in the previous arc, previous to Signavishta, where all of us went down and Aurora made the plea to the Raven Queen to save them.
Yes.
I really because as mentioned, Aurora is a wizard, you know? She's not a cleric, she's not a warlock. This is just a pact that has been made for not power. So, I just was thinking in that moment, I was I'm going to beseech the Raven Queen because I know the Raven Queen doesn't want Aurora to die. Because then, she wouldn't be getting her half of the deal. So I was just let's see what happens. And just having that moment, just where everybody got back up and people lost a part of them. I had not intended to lose Aurora's memory of her father's at all. That was definitely one of the things where I was that should probably stay, because beyond that she has no backstory anymore, but she lost it. And going forward from that moment in particular has been such a strange journey of Aurora's backstory is truly made up at this point. She doesn't know really like anything. She's forgotten most of her home. She's forgotten her father. So she never knew her mom. And she's forgotten most of school because of Verity being a part of it. So, like, if you're looking at what memories Aurora has left, it's basically none beyond the party. And that moment was such like a big deal for her to lose that final essentially attachment beyond the party, which was also when she chose to say, I'm not leaving this party, because it's truly all she has. It is all she has.
I on the DM side of things, to pull back the curtain, I generally make all of the bad guys in this myself, because it's like there isn't set up stat lines that necessarily do the things I want them to do. So the disadvantage of not having run this 3 times like Ashes, I don't have a very good idea about how fights go necessarily. Because sometimes people roll well, they do smart moves and stuff, and like things that I think are going to be hard end up being pretty easy by comparison. And then you had the fight in the Desolation, where it went much harder against the party than I thought it was going to. And so when they all dropped, I was genuinely surprised. I don't go out of my way to TPK people. So, my original corrective plan for it, is part of the reason why Wisteria is there, is that she can form a safety net for the party if things start going really hard against them. I didn't expect everyone to fall basically at the same time, which limited my ability to intervene. But my original plan was, okay, I just dropped everybody. I'm going to have Wisteria, do a mass, cure wounds or something for everyone, to get them back in the fight. And then Lily pops up before I can say that with her comment about asking the Raven Queen for help. And I go, that's an interesting idea.
I just love how like our train is veering off the track and like Obs has got on the controls, and then Lily's like, what if we did a multi-track drift and we just fucking our train rolls over, but we somehow end back on the track?
Oh, no.
And I was
No, like go ahead.
I was gonna say, so I'm like, that is actually a much better idea than what I had. So we are gonna roll with that and see how it plays out.
It's moved her story forward a lot, because that was like the moment of the of her losing her memories of her father was what made the party finally be like, wait, what the fuck is going on? Because I know she's got dads. She's talked about him many times. So, but like, even just beyond that, in this last combat between, like, at the end of the first session of combat, I was actually considering doing it again. Because she was panicking. That's one of the reasons why she was panicking. So it was just like one of those things where I was just like, she was going to ask to take it all herself. And I was just like, oh dear God. This is sitting there like thinking through like my plot point going forward. Just like, oh God, what am I about to do?
I think another very important thing is, I feel like, because Aurora has a monochrome hand, arm now, because after the second one?
It's her whole left arm, yeah.
Whole left arm, right? But like, I feel like as I look in the mirror, Aurora's not cognizant of her pact and its harms, but now she has to look at Soleil and Nafisa as visual reminders that, okay, my magic isn't just all good. And if you make out with Nafisa, you get to feel guilty about it at the same time, and I love that so much.
What? Wait, you still have never said what Nafisa lost, or like what the part of her?
Well, how could she? She doesn't know what she lost.
But like, what part of her is monochrome?
Yeah. No, I forgot to mention it when I introduced her redesign, and then Obs called me out for it, and then I said it. It's her neck feathers. They're monochrome.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. Gotcha. Fuck.
Yeah, so if you neck her, you're going to be necking the guilty, the
Hey yo.
Also, there's 2 caveats for all of you DMs out there. 1, there's a lot of fun that can happen when people have otherworldly packs who aren't warlocks. If if you want somebody to have a pact who's like, a barbarian, you could do a lot of spicy things because you introduce your free, very powerful NPC who gets to have a say in things. And the second thing is, there is a lot of fun in seeing what your players will do when you give them the power over things. Like, hey, pick a memory and pick like a part of you that changes. It's up to you, and see what they decide on and how that affects their character and everything. That was my DM aside.
Collaborative storytelling is really important.
Collaborative storytelling is the name of the game. B or Sif, what was your most surprising moment?
I gotta be sorry. This feels kind of lackluster. I feel a little ashamed to admit it, but I think when Tonio and Verity pulled up, and they were just like people, like I was flabbergasted in the sense that like I don't think we'll see these people for a while after watching Aurora Session 0, because I feel like the nature of the memory being lost, right, it's gonna have a pretty awful payoff. But no, it's incredibly awkward, divorcee like energy coupled with amnesia. And I think the fact of the matter is, Nafisa does not hate Antonio because she's just being smarmy. That's like not enough of a reason for him to be a dick. But like, it's just it was surprising to me that I could just interact with these two like people. I don't know how to word it any better than that. That they like, I talk a lot about how Obs' worlds feel alive when GDMs because the NPCs like have their own initiative. Like they things happen. God, the world moves, it rotates, and like Verity and Antonio just pulling up had me like lock the fuck in on Aurora so fast. I was like, okay, these are people. These go in the notebook. I know they exist. I could write them letters, and like that, just as an option appearing, really just like it made me pay. Like I got a journal to start taking notes in Signa Vista just because like it really reminded me every person in this campaign really does matter and is present at like most times, and we can do so much with that, and that it shook me a little bit.
It was always intended for Verity, not necessarily to be there, but to meet her, like, not even like necessarily in the late game or whatever for Aurora, but it was intentionally supposed to be like a not a break glass in case of emergency or anything like that, but just like as soon as Aurora meets Verity again, the plot starts moving for her, because she can reform memories, because that's what she's been doing. It's like her brain fills in the gaps with fake memories. But having Verity walk up to her and be like, we were literally engaged. There's no ignoring that. So now it just made it much more real.
It's just, there's like a touch of supernatural, but that is just your fucking ex-fiance.
Yeah. And it's important to remember here, if you watch the origin session for Aurora, Aurora broke up with Verity.
Yeah.
And basically was like, you're an entitled, Nepo baby, and I love you, but like, you don't know what it is to struggle in this world. And there was no Raven Queen involvement in that whatsoever.
Not at all. That was her own bad decision.
I need that memory to come back and make Aurora cringe so hard.
So that's like, when Aurora's bearing her heart, it's the end of the day, like, you broke up with me, bro, and you don't remember the fact that you were fully under your own faculties when you did it, but I do.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, B, what was your most surprising moment? If B is still here.
Yeah, I'm still here. I've been trying to figure out what it's been, and I'm honestly still not totally sure. Like from a meta perspective, I guess from a meta perspective, I was not expecting to react as strongly as I did to the memory lost stuff, because just to like pull back the curtain a little bit for the audience. Initially, I was going to have Feng losing a memory as part of that, and for some reason, I honestly don't know why it hit as hard as it did, but like trying to commit to that, like I genuinely had an afternoon where I just like emotionally was breaking down over the thought that like one of these things that's so intrinsic to Feng's understanding of who she is as a person would be lost. And like I can probably come up with some justification for it, like, oh well, it comes from my own deep-rooted fear of losing memories, which, you know, it's probably true to some extent, but just I wasn't expecting to be as emotionally distraught at that prospect as I ended up being. Like that's why it ended up being retconned to. Well, it was part of why Obsidia had already spoken with me before about the prospect of a Hellion being interested in Feng's potential. But yeah, I just was not expecting that part, I guess.
Gotcha. Yeah, that was very interesting. It's interesting the things you learn about yourself playing D&D.
Yeah.
In a lighter note, it was wondering, Worm asked if you were in a band, if your character was in a band, what instrument would they play?
Oh,
Can I'm gonna call dibs.
You are the
music
musician
girly, yeah,
here.
music girly, yeah,
Yes.
music girly.
I want to call dibs on Goth Aurora being like a Nana-like lead.
interesting.
Aurora
Yeah.
would be the singing lead. If we were in a band, I kind of. Sorry, it's I can't imagine it any other way. That girl's got so much tragedy to her.
I was just gonna say it's because she loves the attention.
Yeah, that's what my mind's going to. She loves being the center of attention.
No,
she loves
you're
being
tragic.
doted
Deal
on.
with it.
Yeah.
Listen. I get it. We all want attention, girly. We're all on that stage. But if you're singing your heart out, it's gonna come from your fucking doomed Yuri soul.
Oh God.
Please write a song about forgetting your breakup with Verity. Type shit. All right.
I mean, it feels like a cheat now, but like mechanically, I gave Feng expertise in performance and no proficiencies in any kind of instrument, so I think I'm kind of doomed then to be backup vocals on something.
I could see Fug as a bassist too.
Yeah, I could maybe swing bassist. I'm gonna quickly look up instruments.
As a slight aside as well, Aurora it's never come up, but Aurora does have harp proficiency.
Really?
She does have harp proficiency.
Oh right, it's a Seder thing. I forgot about that.
I mean, like every college requires one music credit, right?
Yeah.
It's a bump your tuition up. Meris, you got one?
Is it too on the nose to say Soleil would be the drummer? Like,
I was thinking drums. I'm not gonna lie.
I was thinking. I think just because of the nature of them being marshals, Nafisa, Soleil either being guitarists or drummers just makes sense. Those are very martial themed.
Those are the martial members of a band.
Yeah, right. Like you wouldn't see a barbarian on like the keyboard, right? Like that's like a wizard. That's like,
he could be doing the Phantom of the Opera. Da, 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 da.
Yeah. I was gonna say Nafisa would be guitar because she'd be very fucking. She wouldn't want to read fucking music, but I could see her now being acoustic because her mom would be an acoustic guitar player, and then she would like transition to electric to like match the gang.
You could have Nafisa playing like one of those God, what's it called? It's like the Mongolian version of essentially the Erdu, the Chinese one.
Oh yeah.
There's because that instrument is like basically everyone in East Asia made a variant of that instrument. It's like the Samashen, the Erdu, and then there is a Mongolian version because the Erdu was actually based off of the Mongolian version.
Mornkur, the horse head fiddle. Oh, I see. Nafisa breaking it down with the violin during the metal goth rock concert. That would actually go really hard.
Hey, don't tempt me with a prog rock band.
Oh hell yeah!
What about the 3-hour
marathon jam session?
I want my fingers bleeding at the end from the strings.
I got like the whole playlist of Aurora's set list, and it's a lot of prog.
Now, does anybody have any questions for each other? Let's do another batch of tossing it to you guys.
Do you think it would be too? Do you think it would be too hipster to play the electric gusheng?
No, Feng, absolutely not.
All right.
Like I was thinking Pippa at first, but like no, we gotta get more obtuse than that.
I want to see hipster Feng art.
I love the idea of Feng wanting to be like the center stage spotlight of a band, right? But then realizing that she can't be the singer because Aurora's like more suited to that role. So every time there's a concert, Aurora, like Feng, like how Bochi in The Rock does it when she tries to be like a party girl. Feng tries to draw attention somewhere that rocking the electric screaming. Where it's like, yeah, everybody has to look at me. I'm so weird and cool now.
I'd like to see Feng-chen The Rock.
Yeah.
Play Freebird on an Erdu.
It's been most of her character arc, I feel like, going into the campaign, really.
But yeah, do you guys have any questions for each other?
I have one.
Yeah.
So, I one of my favorite things about D&D character creation is not just like the mechanical or even the story, crafting of a character. I love costume design and like the art of like visual character creation. So I'm really curious to hear everyone yap for a little bit about like where the designs came from, like what your inspirations were, and as we're kind of shifting into like 2.0 designs, like where we're gonna go from there.
Yeah.
Ooh, spicy.
Ooh.
Who wants to start? Nafisa's in her 2.0. We're waiting for Nafisa 3.0.
I actually just answered this question to someone else the other day. So I actually have it kind of ready to go. So like Aurora's character design is like, it's funny because all she wears like in her typical character design is just her dress and then her glasses, and basically everything else is just hair, horns, tail, etc.
Aurora doesn't wear underwear, it's canon.
Oh yeah.
I'm a happy boy.
That's
hey yo.
That's covered with the etc.
Skaters don't wear underwear.
True.
For like that.
But either way, so like Aurora is plus sized, very vibrant and pink with extremely well manicured sheep fuzz. With the intention to like have that convey some of her character. She's outgoing, in your face, confident, indulgent in pleasures and delights, puts a lot of care into her routine, and it makes even more distinct as she like loses the color as a part of her. So like, she started off with just her hand losing color, but like as the color kind of works its way over her body and up her arm, it was very much the intention to like have that like slowly pull back as it like sort of corrupts the corrupts the self in a way. So like as she's got this all of her vibrant hair and everything like that, it's very much she likes the attention. She likes to be wanted. She likes to be loved and everything like that. So everything about her is very much particularly curated. Like she grows hair everywhere. Like every single inch of her is really covered in hair. But she
already
literally
attracted. You don't need to sell us harder.
But like my point being is that she constantly is manicuring herself and like shaving different parts of herself to very much curate exactly what she wants to go to. So
I just picture Aurora with like one of those awful poodle cuts.
Oh my god,
yeah.
yes.
Oh my god, the furkini though. The
furkini.
Oh.
But like even I'm just looking at like as we look at this the headshot PNG that we have here. Like currently she doesn't actually have the poof that's around her like upper chest. She shaved that off when they went to the desert. So it's very much just like I can kind of change it around, but she always has the upper gloves essentially, as well as the thigh highs built out of her fur to try and sort of supplant a lot of the traditional fashion with just herself. But yeah. I think that's the basic gist of it, at least. But I guess for 2.0, I don't know how much I can talk about that without spoilers.
I think you have big floppy
To be determined.
Yeah, she's gonna have a big old witch hat, and just generally be very confident and very much like her witch hat will have the runes that she's been studying that only she can see and stuff like that. It's gonna be very much leaning into that stuff.
Gotcha. Thank you, Lily. Who would like to go next?
I will, I guess. So just to read the question, you want our thoughts going into the character design, right?
It was going to your initial character design, and then I guess for you it'd be your 2.0 and your 3.0.
Yeah. Sorry, I got flashbang by the furkini Aurora in my head, but I going into it, I very much like you guys know this is me as a woman. That like the joke of me playing only girls in Ob's games.
Just come out and say it.
Yeah, I'll just fucking say it. Who is the worst thing that's gonna happen is one of you says egg, points and laugh, and I'm like, ha, that's silly. But yeah, and I was rereading Otoyomogatari at the time. It's a really good manga, literally like a bride story. Highly recommend it. Artist is
so
amazing.
good.
I love me some good historical fiction with romantic drama. And I really fell in love with Central Asian, Eastern European fashion from it as a result. And so going in, that was really all I was thinking about. And like my initial sketches of Nafisa, because I remember I was like, oh, I have to give her a great axe because it's me we're talking about. Her initial design is her as a fighter. And I remember drawing her and being like, I don't know if this character is right. She feels too fucking like serious, too fucking like I'm missing the soul. And then I can't remember what happened at some point. I think it was one of the refs I saw, or I can't remember if One Piece live action came around this time. I think maybe it was like no, it was after we started the campaign. I realized I needed to play a dumb of ass kind of heart character. And so I started injecting her with a lot of hope core, and then the ideas of coming in of like, someone who's very hopeful despite having like negative things around her, because like that's very much Nexus as a nutshell, where we have characters who want what's best despite being in a setting that very much will not give it to people. Is like, oh, this is a draconic character from a place with pride in draconic features who does not have them. And like developing those along with her character growth just made sense. And it was like little tidbits like that where it's like, how can I make her design reflect her character growth? And 2.0, you guys can see that she grew her horns out. They're no longer little nubs. She still doesn't have a tail, but you know, if a 3.0 happens, when the 3.0 happens, and then possibly 4.0, I'm sorry, I have a lot of like Nafisa outfit sketches and like designs.
You need to join us in the tail crew. We've all got tails except you.
Yeah, and she will get her tail when her arc is complete because she'll like grow with you guys. But yeah, outside of that, it was mainly just like looking at fashion that I love for Turkmen culture and stuff, and then I really loved seeing how women in my religion handled hijabs. I really fell in love with like the braiding of your hijab to mimic like having hair out. So yeah, her initial design had that, and I loved it. Could not fit it on the 2.0 since it's a more skimpy design because her sister is more forward thinking. But maybe I'll bring it back in the 3.0. But yeah, that's all my thought going to it. At first, it was just me, girl with fashion I like. Now it's I have to make this a Hope Core character. So her design is less aggressive and less martial and more poofy and welcoming. And even in this more skimpy version, she's just has to preserve the energy of I will either hug you or bash your head in. It depends on how the content goes.
As the good Lord intended. B or Meris?
I mean, I went into it from the jump having the theatricality in mind. Like a big inspiration for the character, both in terms of her presentation and in terms of her costume design, was the old school Hollywood artist and Hollywood actress Anna May Wong. One of the first really, I think honestly the first really major Chinese American actress who got to play any kind of real depth with her roles. They weren't just completely flattened into the scary Chinese person or the alluring temptress or what have you. Like, she had a lot of really, really strong pride in her cultural heritage, and I wanted to try to work with design elements going into Feng's starting outfit with that in mind. Another big element for inspiration was coming from Chinese Peking opera. The mask that she wears, which here, let me just put that on real quick. So the mask that she has here is it's inspired by a couple of different makeup patterns they use in Chinese opera, because for the most part they're not actual like masks in that opera style. It's more face paint. The major one, of course, is Sun Wukong. Like, you've got elements of like the monkey nose, the whiskers, the headband left there by the Buddha, but a lot of the coloration is also drawn from elements of the heroic sun gods, and that sort of, again, just very, it's the larger than life persona that she's aspiring to be, I guess would be the best way of putting it. A color scheme, actually, she was originally going to be, I was going to go with red, because, you know, red, green, it works great together. But then when I saw that, no, Nafisa's already got the red, I gotta pivot to something else. And I realized, well, I mean, culturally, you're not really meant to be wearing gold unless you're, you know, unless you're actual nobility or like royalty in ancient Chinese culture. So that felt like kind of the perfect flex for her in a way as well, having that as her dominant color. As for 2.0 and 3.0, honestly, I really don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to have to sit down with my friend Harley, who helped translate my initial concept sketch into the reactive you see here. I'm gonna have to sit down with him to figure out, okay, where can we take this? Because I don't know. I know that part of the outfit is going to change based off of a particular event that we all know in our party is going to happen. We don't know when, but we just know that it's going to happen. It's going to be, without spoiling anything, a lot. So I feel like that is definitely going to be a great point to prompt at least a 2.0. What that is going to look like, though, I have no idea yet.
Gotcha. And there is no requirement that anybody has to do a 2.0. It's just I know you people just do it.
We like playing fantasy dress up.
As I say, as somebody who already has 2.0 art of their character, I haven't played it like a year.
I know, I get on it.
Meris, you're last but not least for this.
Yeah, so I very much wanted Soleil. I wanted his design to demonstrate how stuck he is. Everything about his design very much is a reflection of his story, as it stands for the campaign. He is a man out of place. I wanted him to feel weird in comparison to the rest of the party and also Nexus as a whole. And so it's reflected in like obvious things like being a large pink man and and having a deer skull mask that he never takes off. That's very odd. But also in the little things too that reflect his goblinoid upbringing despite not being goblinoid himself. So he's got the gilded scar tattoos. He wears, it's hard to tell in the reactive art because you only see him from the shoulders up, but he wears from the waist down these sort of haphazardly draped robes that are actually his father's. They're Kai-Shen's, but they don't fit him. He's physically bigger than Kai-Shen was, and he can't wear them. They do not fit him. They don't suit him, but he can't part with them. So he just kind of ties them around his waist and belts it and calls it a day. So I really wanted him to feel like he's out of place and out of time, but also very stuck. So when as I start to think about what a 2.0 would look like, he would be maskless. That is 100% certain. This would be at a point in his arc when he feels like he no longer has to hide behind the hound persona. And I think that it would look, at least on Soleil, weirdly modern. Like, he's growing very accustomed to mortal life and living in Nexus. And so I think it was Obs who pitched it kind of like as a joke to like have him look, very anime and very like Yakuza with like the jacket over his shoulders and like no shirt but high-waisted pants. But honestly, I think that's rad as fuck. So you joke, but it's pretty cool. So I do kind of like that idea of him leaning into that like anime degenerate Yakuza trope. I think that's a lot of fun. So we'll see what happens with 2.0. I'm not wholly committed to any one set of ideas yet, but that's definitely what I want to show is his shift from being trapped mentally still in the Feywild and growing accustomed to his current surroundings.
Awesome.
You're going to be popping the biggest bottles when he finally takes that mask off.
I need to make out with him fairly, please. We're at the end of Sigma Vista. This is the time. This is your mark.
The Yakuza thing just makes me think of Soleil with slick black hair and like those yellow sunglasses.
Oh my god!
He does have the salt and pepper hair now.
He does have salt and pepper hair now.
The question is though, like, what is his full back tattoo gonna be of? Like, if we're going
That's
full
a
Yakuza,
great question. I have considered that as well. Not exactly what the design's gonna be.
It should be a
I
hound.
do think he's gonna get a really sick back tattoo. That's for sure.
100%.
I will say, I don't think it should be a hound because of his character growth is outgrowing the manipulation from Oberon and realizing that he's like a leashed dog. Like I feel like it would be something different.
Here's the thing though, is you're not entirely wrong, but one of the things that, and this is going more into like narrative stuff than like design stuff, but one of the things that I really want to do with like Soleil's story, like going forward, and the Signavista arc, definitely set these plans in motion, is nothing about Soleil, either half of him, the mortal half or the fey half, is wrong. That's something that I very much want to keep as a part of his arc and his story and his growth. That it is not bad to be the wolf. It is not bad to be mortal, but he's right now as it stands, he's kind of like got this unbalanced set of scales where he feels like there's some sort of inherent morality to one or the other, and he feels like he has to pick one or the other to exist. And so I really want him to recognize that, kind of the yin and yang. You cannot have one without the other. The wolf is inherently a part of him. He was born this way. To reject it is to reject a piece of himself. So I actually think that, if his back tattoo shows like some semblance of like, a wolf, it would make sense, but have some sort of like narrative design around it, like,
oh my god, wait.
like breaking like a wolf breaking free of something.
There's that, but there's also in the Japanese mythos there is a deity guardian dog, right?
Yeah, like
where
temple
you could
dogs.
have yeah. I mean, there's that, but then there's I can't remember the name of it, but there's like the motif where you could have it look more like less like it's still this terrifying
the
visage.
Komeinu?
The
Shisa Komeinu, I think.
Yeah, it's the temple. Hold on, I'm searching.
You could also do it as like doing the yin yang style, but it's like a wolf on one side and like a samurai helmet or something, a warrior looking on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Each feeding into each other. Also for chat, just so you guys know who is the man who slayed 1,000 players, Kai-Shen Zhao, everyone's favorite.
Oh, what a man. What a man.
What a man.
The Hobgoblin Daddy.
My god. What a hottie.
Anyway, go watch Ashes of the Last War.
Go watch Ashes of the Last War.
And you too can observe the hot DILF Hobgoblin Daddy.
What if I watched it and then just never told you? I just never talked about
the commitment to the bit.
Yeah. You gotta watch Ashes for the Kai-Shen and how he almost was a romance for Juby.
Listen, the player was gonna romance him one way or another. The player was Kai-Shen sexual, alright? It was gonna happen.
God.
You liking orc dilfs? No.
No, green
or orc adjacent dilfs, yeah.
Green dilfs.
Yeah.
I think it's some interesting ideas. And gosh, now I know it's silly, but I'm thinking of, for having like an exposed back thing, the fucking like the Archer Emiya from Unlimited Blade Works, but like instead of having like that like bodysuit thing he has, just have it be like bare skin on the back, so it's still got like kind of like that half jacket kind of setup, but also his back is like fully exposed.
Interesting.
That's just something
A
that popped into my
reverse
head.
jacket.
But speaking of Kai-Shen sexual, 2 points.
Whomst amongst
First
us.
point, I think it's interesting. We were talking about this before stream. How many parents are alive in this party?
Yeah,
And
it's crazy.
yeah,
we beat the dead parent trope.
Yep, how non-traditional that is in D&D. And I guess it's incredibly obvious for Soleil, but how do each of you feel like your parents and them still being alive, for example, have affected like how your character kind of views the world? You're not like my entire family's dead and I'm a lone wanderer. Like many of you are like, yeah, my parents, they're just another country. Like they're
Fucking love my
living their
dad.
lives.
Yeah. I have the weirdest way to answer this question, so I'll hop in just since Aurora, doesn't remember her dad's and never knew her mom. But I do think a lot of this was unspoken lore in the origin session that may eventually come back around, but Aurora's dads are both like middle class folks in Erixia. In the city of Bamel, they essentially just own the local like supermarket. That's it. They are just supermarket people that just know everybody in town and make a modest living and live a decent life. So, like, I definitely think some of Aurora's views on like wanting to help others probably comes pretty directly from them, uh, and just their teachings. However, they definitely spoiled her a little bit too much, as the doting fathers that they were. So I think that some of the bitchiness and some of that stuff is probably due to her parents. But either way, like I do think they did a decent job of raising her, and I do think that it was part of how well and how much they took care of her that made her be scared to get back in touch with them, because she didn't want to disappoint them after everything they did for her. Because when she fled the country in her origin session, they that was like all of their savings. They didn't have like much else. So like Aurora essentially took their savings and, at least for the first while, thought she squandered it, and then made it work with the Raven Queen Pact, and then went right back to squandering it. So it's very much like I don't have anything positive to talk about, and they gave me so much, and I don't know if they'll be upset. I think they're going to be upset with me because I took their generosity and squandered it. But, she doesn't remember that now. So now she's just this weird mishmash of a person.
And we discovered last time she has a mom.
Yes, she does.
And she actually, she doesn't know her mom well, apparently, but she doesn't forget that she has a mom.
Yeah, she definitely remembers that she has a mom. Her mom left when Aurora was like younger than 1. I think is like right around there, right around 1 year old. So like Aurora has no memories of her whatsoever. But I imagine would she know her name? I don't know. Either way. I was just because like she wouldn't have forgotten that, I don't think. But would she even have remembered it in the first place from if her dad's told her?
I don't know if her dad would have ever brought it up.
Yeah, I think he was pretty salty about the divorce.
The birth
I always
and dash.
wondered, like, if I always wondered, because I just assumed, like, oh yeah, he was probably just a trans man involved in it.
No?
I completely, like, I didn't even register. Oh yeah, there could be the possibility of a biological mom. It's just like, no,
There is.
obviously.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it's very much styled after
definitely a birdcage situation.
Yeah, styled after the birdcage, where she gave birth and then was just like, I don't want to fucking do this, and dipped.
I
But
mean,
you know,
I guess.
she'll come back around eventually. A little tease. We have plans.
Your mom was the Raven Queen the whole time.
Oh no!
Are you my mom?
Dang, that's fucked up.
It's like just yesterday you were an egg. What about the rest of you?
I think Nafisa, like, I'm not really just counting her parents for this, but absolutely the entire parents' party, because she did meet all of them. And I think that was, like, the village that she came from as a whole raised her, due to her, like, mom disappearing and her dad being, well, her dad. But I think the number one thing I can attribute to her parents and her parents' party is the reason why Nafisa has so much faith things will work out is because things worked out for her parents' party. So it's like, oh, well, adventuring just sort of works out. That's why no matter what happens, as long as I have my friends, things will be okay. And girl does not realize how many close calls they've truly had, which I'm certain is annoying to a degree.
Yeah, it's important to understand that Nafisa is a second generation adventurer, which
I
is
got networking.
pretty much something she only shares with Soleil. Which I funnily enough, that's like something that I just realized for the first time is that that's actually something Nafisa and Soleil have in common. It's never come up. Is that they are both
That's true.
second generation adventurers.
That is
To
true.
them, it's just normal, yeah.
It's potentially a bonding moment at some point in the future.
Oh, when he meets the auntie, when he meets the I just that the one auntie we've been talking about,
Yep.
I know all three of them will lock in a heart on her.
Yeah, Sif and I have been working on each of Sif's parents' adventuring party, and they are sprinkled throughout the campaign, and they are all spicy messes in their own right.
Guys, keep your parents alive in D&D. You and your DM will have so much fun dropping NPCs at your friends.
Well, I mean, that's why it was really fun in, not to drop Ashes again.
Ashes
but
is
it
the
was
last.
really fun.
Eberron, Ashes is the last one.
Yeah, it was really fun for Juby to be this child of a really messy divorce. And it affected a lot of, her story, her personality, her view on things and romantic relationships. And yeah, and then I played the divorcee mom, and it was great fun. So
Oh my god.
I really need to do more with my parents for sure in game. Like, I think so. Again, to part the kimono for a second, I very much based my my in-game character parents off of a mix of my own parents and some childhood family friends. And I think that a lot of that ended up being generational trauma, which,
Focus.
yeah, that's something that definitely needs to be addressed more. I could probably in game and probably out of game stand to like call my parents and say, "Hey, how's it going?" One thing that has been, I have to say, very nice though, was I based Feng's dad off of, like I was saying, a childhood family friend who recently, like just uh, maybe a month and a half ago, passed away of cancer. So it has actually been nice to be able to like have this kind of not really like presence, but it's nice having a reminder of him and like the positive experiences growing up that I associate a lot of his memories with, which is also nice because I know that Obsidia knows if she ever decides to kill Feng's dad, it will destroy me as a person.
Throwing that out
It's the
there.
nuclear option. If B ever wrongs me. This last vestige of somebody you cared about in real life. Well, guess what?
Cracks knuckles.
Angelica, deport that man.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
I have just realized the fact that, you know, Bug basically, after what happened at the car factory and her rehabilitation, she left, and it's been months, and she has never talked to her family since.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, it's something that I'm probably going to be having her try to do in our next downtime, but
Because Nafisa writes letters, a group letter free time where we just talk of the people we're writing letters to sounds really nice.
Sorry, I'm going right into Trauma Town.
No, we just left Trauma Town. Let us. We made a union. Why
It was literally a town full of trauma.
yeah.
Oh my god, Lily.
And
It's
Meris.
my arc, right?
Meris. How about your parents, Meris?
Yeah, I mean, if y'all have seen, anything of the campaign in any episode, I'm sure Soleil has talked about his dead dad. But the fact of the matter is, Soleil's upbringing is not been a bad one, but it certainly hasn't been a good one by mortal standards either. So, with 3 adventuring parents and a father with a very strict moral code and a mother who, in her past attempts at parenting was very much a controlling helicopter mom, saw the detrimental effects that had on her children and decided that she wasn't going to do that again with Soleil. Instead, took a very laissez-faire approach and made entirely new mistakes. So Euphoria, as ever, tries her best, but she gives 110% the entirely incorrect way. And so she, being the Houndmaster of Oberon, is very committed to her role. She enjoys it, she likes it, and so naturally she wanted to include her children in this as well. However, Soleil's other 2 parents, Kai-Shen and Ilya, his other mother, were like, hold on now, maybe we don't throw our baby boy into the Fae and see what happens. And, and so there's just a lot of conflicting parenting techniques. And so with Soleil, truly I feel like they just threw spaghetti at the wall and saw what stuck.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, not all the lessons that stuck were good.
Yeah.
And not a lot of the moral lessons really stuck either, which is why at the start of Nexus, Soleil's perspective on things is just so skewed. He doesn't understand how, despite being raised by essentially 3 mortals, he doesn't quite get it because he's never lived among them. He's only ever surrounded himself with Fae outside of his immediate family. So I very much, like with his design, he's very much a man out of place, and he's just learning as he goes.
I think like sorry if I can jump in as
Yeah.
a player
As one of the moms,
parents.
yeah.
With Ilya, I think she tried with Soleil, and not that like Soleil just like completely ignored her or anything like, but I do think Soleil attached much quicker to the Marshall parents for very obvious reasons, and
Yeah.
that's totally understandable.
As a bottom, he was naturally drawn to tops.
Exactly. But I think like with Ilya, like one of her things that she does in the Feywild is she teaches in school to teach mortal like lessons to the different Fey. But I mean, for the Fey that just like her were displaced out of the Feywild in Ashes of the Last War, they had the opportunity to understand mortal living a bit more because they experience the hardships of essentially all the awful things that happened to the Fae that were displaced into Eberron. But with Soleil, he's true Fae. It's just like until he's exposed to the real world, he just truly cannot understand the lessons she taught. And same with Kai Shen. The lessons that Kai Shen taught, he just truly can't process them because he doesn't
he understands some of it in like theory, theoretically he understands how people could feel this way, but until he experiences it, his sense of empathy is just like really skewed.
Yeah. So it's always been interesting for me to watch Soleil just as one of the parents, just like, oh no, my child.
We like joke about Ilya scrying on him and be like, oh no, this episode's really bad.
Yeah.
And also, to be totally fair, Soleil was definitely that kid who, like, Ilya would, like, pack him his lunch. She'd be like, are you ready for school today? And he'll be like, school? Psh, not today. And, like, go run wild. And, like...
She tried.
And it's funny because, as it's kind of been trickling out throughout the campaign, Kai Shen did not like the Feywild.
No.
He very much was not compatible with Fey life, which is very awkward for his Fey son. And, also, you layer on top of that the fact of Kai Shen had 3 kids that never got to fully grow up for him because they were murdered in front of him by his brother. Watch Eberron Ashes of the Last War. And so you have a man who he's been a father before, and he's used to raising mortal children, and he comes into a world that he essentially despises, and he trying to impose like his idea of what being a dad is and how to raise somebody to somebody who their very nature is kind of non-aligned with that. And it's just, Soleil was very much mishandled by all of his parents.
Womp womp. Yeah, like the story, there's a lot of Soleil's memories of Kai Shen are kind of biased and skewed. Thanks Oberon for gaslighting him. But one thing that did actually happen was the very first time that Soleil shifted and discovered he was a hound, just naturally. Kai Shen took one look at that and was like, no. Put a sword in that boy's hand and taught him discipline instead.
It's gonna be so cathartic when, on the day of remembrance of Kai Shen and then possibly Oberon down the line, when both of them see that you didn't choose their sides, you made your own, which is a combination of the two. They're gonna respect it. I don't know how Oberon's gonna express that, maybe in a begrudging way, but Kai Shen will definitely be like, you've really become a warrior of your own.
What are you typing?
Now go make lots of kids.
Yeah. You're the only member of the clan alive. Please go procreate.
For the love of God, get M, Prank.
Yeah, we need that breeding arc fast.
So you've already started building a harem, son. Actually,
good job,
Dad.
son.
Actually, I bottom, Dad. I failed you.
I failed.
That was the hardest thing. That was the hardest thing.
We haven't been rolling
for
pregnancy yet. We really should be.
Oh my God.
I mean,
None of us can be.
Well, hold on. This is D&D. If my
Yeah,
bird boy can lay an egg, surely we can get Lunas pregnant together, guys.
You're so right.
It is, it's all dragons are gender fluid. They're innately
Yeah.
shape changers. So,
So is Soleil.
yeah.
Yeah.
That is also-
See,
that is
I
also
thought
true.
we were talking about Soleil. Like, we just left a prime candidate for getting him pregnant.
True.
Oh, Andra.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Andras would try. Oh my God, okay, no, this is too much. Imagine how hard.
This is
Andra-
quickly becoming an 18+ stream.
Talking
we're
about
not with this.
fucking
We're
impreg
gonna-
bleeding arcs of your D&D characters.
We're gonna hard pivot off this. Is there any?
Speaking of Andras,
Oh, Andres.
No.
what is everybody's favorite NPC so far? It doesn't have to be your
What a
companions, or anything, just
question.
in the cave as a whole.
I do have to say Laszlo. I really like that we took this guy that you just made up on the spot in my session 0 and just made something really cool with it. Like, from a design standpoint, a mechanic standpoint, a story standpoint, Laszlo just fucks. I really like him.
I actually am kind of curious because, like, I'm not sure what the order of process was for the crime lords in Sigma Vista, but like, looking back, if Soleil had a choice between which crime lord to fucking to like become a bottom
Bend
bitch
a knee.
for, yeah, sure,
If he-
that sounds nicer. Yeah,
I think if he showed up in Nexus and had to, like, pick which one, rather than automatically being assigned to Laszlo, I do think he would pick Clan's Song, just because of how he would really try to find camaraderie. He would be really excited to see other goblinoids, and would want to find that sense of clan and camaraderie.
And they would absolutely manipulate and milk your fucking desire for
Yup.
culture camaraderie too.
Yup.
Oh, that would be like I think all the crime lords would have gaslit and manipulate because they'd be like, "Oh, you're a young man. God damn. All right, young man. All right, yeah, sure. We'll say
50.
what you want."
He's 50, yeah.
I mean, that's
feels
a
20, I'll be
toddler
real.
by
Mentally,
Faye's
the party
standards.
collectively feels 20s.
I'll be honest, I was so caught up in the
the Mpreg.
euphoria of talking about Soleil and Mpreg, I forgot the question.
Yeah.
This is my legacy.
Oh god, favorite NPC.
I think it's the Dragon Moms. I think honestly, the fact like it's not even just through interacting with them, it's like the world building we learn about them and like the things they've had to do and how the world responds to it. It really like at first they felt so enigmatic and like oh, these are very powerful authority figures that are just here to enable us, but like learning about Lunas, especially with how he's sort of like not like a full-on hostage from the UFAS, but an ass that they want control over, and that's their fucking kid. And like the I really want them to open up to the Nafisa, at least, scale, recognized scale. But the idea of like them like one of our first job for them was getting back, like it wasn't even a political thing, it was just getting back their dead lover's skull. And it's just they're somehow, despite being two of the most powerful beings in the setting that we've interacted with, they feel somehow like the most human and sympathetic creatures we've met. And I think I just love them as a result.
Aww.
Like, I want Lunas to grow as a person and make his parents proud, make his moms proud as a result of this.
Oh,
Also, we just love dumb men, so.
Yeah.
What about Bee and Lily?
It's tough because I feel like I really enjoy a lot of the bit one-off characters.
Like Emma, the lizard folk chemist.
Yeah, like Emma, like oh God, what was her name? She was the middle-aged fail woman mom who's just trying her best, but
Oh
like with
yeah,
the divorce
Oh,
going
Lin
through, it's
Su.
yeah.
been so
Oh yeah,
hard.
Lindsay, yeah, she's on the
Yeah,
letter
the
list.
the
Linsu.
bugbear soldier up in Shanjin.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the squirrel. Oh.
The squirrel. I forgot
The
about the
squirrel.
squirrel.
Squirrel
Nafisa hasn't
girl.
done speak with animals in a long time.
Oh my God.
God damn.
Um, it's repeating, but honestly, for me, it's Laszlo too. I really like Laszlo. Um, second to that, it's I haven't even had the chance to interact with this freaking character, but Alessandra, I'm so curious about how her story is going to move forward, since she's very much a constant part of like our story as it moves forward, and like just the fact that she just keeps getting this juicy information from us. Just like truly we have like no power over she has the full power over describing essentially what our party does is good or evil. And
I
it's
hope
just
we're at
like,
least getting writing credits on
but
her
like
articles.
at the same time, like from the articles that she's written, it's obvious that she doesn't dislike us. But she certainly is just like, dang, these people are crazy.
Yeah.
I just find that very entertaining.
We love moth milfs in this house.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a question for folks. Stealing it from Hot Fuzz. What's your character's ideal Sunday look like?
I understand that reference. That's good. Hmm.
I got one. I got one from like I don't know what it would be now that they're adventuring and traveling, but I don't know what people now that they're adventuring, but definitely back in the day. Nafisa, like Intercession Zero, mentions that she kind of has like a nest of like things she's collected and like cloths and stuff. Her perfect Sunday would just be sleeping with Nyx on something very comfy, with like the sun hitting them just
Aw.
right.
Cute.
Huh.
Is it Aurora autistically painting all day?
It might honestly be. I'm trying to think of it. I think
Not like
she would have like a shitload of food with her and just be painting or like
I
just note taking.
a still. She's doing like a still study of food, but she's absentmindly eating it as it goes on. It's like those funny things where a character is eating traditionally, and it comes out completely different. They have to look back at the subject like, "What did I fuck up?" Goddamn.
I was gonna say something like really intelligent sounding, like, oh, I think Soleil would also partake in painting and like chill hobbies. And I realized, like, that's such a lie. His ideal Sunday is a revelry. Let's be so
Yeah.
real.
Orgy.
Yeah. 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 He wants to drink and get laid until the sun rises, so,
What about phone?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I mean, she can't miss her shows, is the thing. Like, I don't think it's an ideal Sunday for her if she's missing the latest serials of like the pernicious perils of Professor Guao. Uh, I I think like she just enjoys cooking. I think it's just gotta be like listening to the latest serials. She's got a hot stove and oven at her disposal. She's just cooking for the love of the game. Like maybe she'll sit down at some point later in the day to just kind of figure out, oh, you know what? I could probably improve like this heating element on the stove if I tinkered with this a little bit, or I could probably improve this part of just like the day-to-day life. It's nice. I think that for all of her delusions of grandeur, she ultimately has like a very simple kind of day in.
Gotcha. I appreciate that it's Feng forming the support network for everyone else doing their tasks, like literally cooking as people are coming by and grabbing food before going off to paint or fuck or burrow.
Paint fuck burrow, the new fuck Mary.
Oh my gosh.
Here's a good question from Cosplay. Any lines from this campaign that live rent free in your head? Theirs is Ob's going, fortunately you know someone who's a great chef. Party stays quiet for 15 seconds. It's Laszlo!
I mean, for me, it's just gotta be the fucking childbearing hips call out from the fucking hut.
We're gonna keep reminding her of it every time.
This is Nafisa, like this pure little cinnamon roll, just screaming, "You have childbearing hips!"
Hips!
She's from a place where that's like a common compliment to give a woman. Come on.
Oh.
Gosh.
I mean, I think the line that will always stick with me has got to be, what the fuck? Why have you not watched Ashes of the Last War yet? You've got to watch Ashes of the Last War. I think that's my favorite line.
Yes, watch Ashes of the Last War.
See, it gets better every time I hear it.
65 episodes, start to finish. Great ride. Soleil's character makes way more sense if you've seen it.
That is true. I'm having difficulty thinking of like specific lines. The first ones that come to my mind are just before the instant when Soleil and Aurora first hooked up, because they were having like a conversation and Aurora was like down in the dumps and Soleil was like genuinely trying to say something nice to like, you know, cheer her up a little bit. Aurora looks this man in the face and goes, "I don't really want to talk anymore." And to which he responded, "What, you want to go upstairs?" And she went, "Yeah." And he's like, "All right."
I got a bucket of chicken.
Yeah, he's like, "All right, sure." But I also, you know, for all the jokes about, you know, Soleil being a bottom and whatnot, I think truly something just unlocked in his brain the first time Feng called him a good boy.
Oh, God, I was hoping someone would say that.
I think that just unlocked something.
Now, is that the character or the player?
Who's to say? Who's to say?
There are two wolves inside of him.
They're both wagging their tails.
They're both balls deep.
I am not providing any more information on those stuff.
Hey, yo.
That's fair. You are his wife. You are not allowed to testify against your partner.
Right.
Yeah. But if I can add, you know, a brownie point quote, I haven't found a way to wedge it in, but we have to at some point have the line, "But what if our servant needs a day off?"
Oh my god.
We joked about getting it like an automaton made or something. I would be.
I feel like we made. I feel like we made a joke about that when you first like met the dragon moms or something.
At least they have enough servants. So
Yeah.
We did. You're right. We kind of did a riff on it, like, wow.
Yeah,
there's a
but
lot
it's
of
never come up
servants that can take days
organically.
off.
That was the best reoccurring joke in Ashes. All the rich people, but what if they need a day off? Sif, sorry, I got so blanked out with what if they need a day off.
Did everyone else go?
Yeah, I think so.
I think I was originally gonna say, like, whenever we meet someone from Nafisa's backstory that's just like a normal ass person like Jacobs or Sharit, and then we tell them the shit that the party's done, they're like, "You've been doing what?" But actually, I think my favorite line is Andres coming out of like it like this entirely normal scene where we're just making soup. You're stealing him from me.
Oh,
It reads with like the same energy as that stupid SpongeBob joke where he's like, "I'm going into labor," and it's like, oh, he's pulling the pregnancy card early. It's like, oh, Andres is pulling this is so out of line. Like, imagine you're just like a poor Eryxian refugee, and you're like, "Oh, soup, soup," and then it's like this guy's like, "You're tearing my heart apart, Lisa."
Just a big man yelling at a small sheep. You're stealing my man.
The absurdity of it's just it feels real. It feels like a thing I would see at like a bar in New York at like 7. Like, fuck.
You know, for talk about a character arc, Andres was another character made on the spot just to be a big beefy mobster to rail out Soleil at the end of his origin session. And look where he's come now.
Yeah.
And you
What a
almost killed him.
I almost killed him. That was, for those of you at home, depending on how if the players failed to capture the cardinal or the bishop had he been killed, there was a bad end of this adventure where Andres would in fact die to the Redeemers. So they avoided that, but it could have happened.
Could have happened. I can't remember any specific lines, but still one of the things that got me laughing the most was Lunas putting on the southern accent when Aurora and him were their cover and
Eustace?
just like as
That was
Eustace.
so good.
I forget what I named Aurora's alter ego.
I think it was Clementine.
It was
Clementine
Clementine.
and Eustace, I
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah, that's right. But just that whole section was just like
My particular favorite part was Luna straight up forgetting how like non-dragon babies are made, and so he said something like, "Oh, good thing we left the eggs at home today." Aurora's like, "We don't have eggs."
Oh my god.
As an aside, I obviously love much of this campaign and stuff, but one of my moments that sticks most in my mind, even though it's so stupid and minor, is when you guys were in Shanjin and debating how you were going to get into like the fortress, and fucking Omega turning into the puddle and moving around. And I will just sit there like just living my life, and I'll just think about Omega just zooming around as this puddle, and it just cracks me up every time.
She was just so happy.
I think I have one more question before we end things because it is getting late, and this has awesomely went on longer than I thought it would. So it's been really fun yapping. But I think my final question is akin to what surprised me most. What has been your favorite scene with your character in this campaign?
Oh.
Like, it could be like something cool you did, a conversation you had with each other or someone else, whatever. What is the single like favorite thing of a scene with your character? Mine is Feng hitting Aurora with a car.
I know Meris like glazes the Nafisa photo moment at the execution a lot, and I am kicking my feet at that, dude. I'm like swooning, but I think my favorite moments have honestly been Nafisa and Soleil just like talking, like at the desert, and then again in Signa Vista in the alley, where it's like I want to go into why she like cares for Soleil so bad if they can talk about that, but like it's for that reason that it scratches a really good itch for me, where like these two, despite being so different, they have like a natural care for each other, or like I imagine from Soleil's perspective, it doesn't feel like a fey desire or anything. Like, you're not sleeping with Nafisa, she's not like feeding you or calling you good boy, but you're both two idiots that are just like, there's like a strange unspoken understanding between the two, in those scenes where they're not agreeing with each other, yet they're still so much more calm and patient than you'd expect them to be. is like they scratch an itch for me. Those are my favorites.
Giggling, kicking my feet over here.
Anybody else?
For no, go ahead, Lily.
Okay. Hi, I'm a monster fucker. I really like the scene where Aurora and Soleil, or Aurora asked Soleil to transform, and then they had a nice quiet moment, and where they didn't even do anything. They just had a nice quiet moment where Aurora embraced the wolf and just let Soleil know that he was safe with her and that she loved him. I mean, not love, obviously, just because this was early in the
Let's not
campaign,
get
but just
crazy.
like, yeah, let's not go crazy. But that she cared for him and wasn't afraid of him either way. I think about that a lot.
We love to see the wolf fucking.
Yeah. I'm definitely not reading a book of that. Anyways.
B or Soleil?
I think, I don't know if it's recency bias, but I have to say, I love when the dice tell a story. And so I truly love that for the first time when Soleil decided, I'm not going to use the wolf, I'm going to use my father's swords for the first time in however many decades it's been. When he sparred with Lunas, getting those really good rolls, and then again in the following combat, I crit like a couple of times in the combat. It was like I love that the dice told the story that yes, this is the finale of this arc. It is the start of something really great for Soleil and figuring out the balance of the two wolves inside of him. So that I was so tickled by that. It just worked out so perfectly.
Yeah, that was great. It was funny because we talked about it afterwards. Because I was like, yeah, I'm sorry that it didn't go the way you thought it was gonna go during that duel and stuff. And Meris is like, nah, I had a different idea in mind, but I'm actually really happy with how it played out. It revealed something different than what he had originally intended for it.
And it worked out. It worked out. I was prepared to roll like shit and eat shit, but like I was ready for Lunas to kick my ass, and it didn't happen. So we adopt and we adapt and we improve.
And then last but not least, we have B.
Gosh, I mean, I feel like it's vain to say that I've really enjoyed just getting to play out Feng's interpersonal character growth. Like, just starting off from the, hey, if you do that again, I'm going to actually kill you, to, like, the apology build-up arc, and, like, the gradually developing the rapport with her party members and, like, getting closer to them as people. Like, the, hey, maybe there's more to you than just being a dog. Maybe in addition to being a good boy, you are also simply a good man. The, like, letting guards down with Aurora. I feel like I haven't quite gotten there yet with Nafisa, not because like I think that she is not as close with her, but simply because like I feel like from day one it has just been so easy. Like, it's easy for everyone, I feel like, other than Lunas, it's easy for everyone to just kind of mesh really well with Nafisa. So like there were plenty of times where she went to Nafisa like, hey, I don't know if I am doing the right thing. Like, hey, I don't know if it's morally correct that I like didn't help this person when I could have, or hey, did did this happen? I don't remember having this conversation with you, but I feel like it might have. I I want to find a way to have that moment with her. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm looking forwards to finding out. And I hope, I hope the rest of the people watching looking forwards to stuff like that too, maybe.
You know what they can get all of that in the future if they continue watching Nexus, Forlorn Legacy. Um, I think we're gonna wrap it up here for tonight. I want to say a huge thank you to everybody for coming by. All those awesome questions you guys gave in chat. I hope you enjoyed our little round table, chit chatting and swooning over each other and their characters and everything. So I hope you had fun with this. I really enjoyed it. It was something I proposed just like a couple months ago, being like, hey, I think this might be fun, since we just finished like a 12 episode arc and we're 40 sessions into the campaign. So I'm glad that it went so well and we got to cover so much. If you like this, maybe we'll do it again at a future point in the campaign or after the epilogue or something. We'll see. This is us yapping at Discord to each other and giggling like little schoolgirls. So you guys get to peer through the window and see what that's like in action. If you haven't done so already, please give me a follow follow here on Twitch. You can sub over on the YouTube where we have every episode of Nexus Forlorn Legacy as well as Eberron Ashes of the Last War. You should go watch them. They're a good time. You can also follow me on Blue Sky, and you can join my Discord, the Eternal Citadel, and be a part of my incredible community. You can also go check out all these wonderful players. They're all amazing people who have streams and campaigns in their own right. I should probably just change some of these people to their YouTubes like Lily only does YouTube videos now, but I'm lazy. But go check out Lily's YouTube. And you can go watch all their other campaigns and other content. I want you all to know you're all beautiful, amazing, and valid people, and I hope you enjoyed spending your evening with us nearly as much as we enjoyed spending it with you. And never forget the most important part, which is the world is better having you in it. That'll be it for the week. We will be back in 2 weeks to resume some of the post gang war in Signavishta before our heroes eventually leave the city and see what in the world is waiting for them next. So without further ado, if you are a follower, please copy down the call to hugs. If you are a sub, please copy down the knight's message. We are going to go raid. They've been going pretty late, so we're going to try and just jump in on them. I don't know how much longer they're going to be, but fuck it, let's do it live. My good friend Zom running his Zelda D&D campaign. They've been going now for 80 sessions.
Whoa.
I have no idea how much is left of it. But good for them. So yeah, this is a Zelda themed, it's set in the world of Hyrule and stuff campaign that's been going on for a very long time. So let's go send them some love, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Until next time, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. 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 Bye.